But I want to share a personal story about a time where I gave up for about 3 weeks. This was after my personal training studio um, business came crashing down in a sense, and I had to break away from my business partner. And I was devastated because I didn't want to let it go. And I was doing everything I could to hold on and to make things work with my business partner. And it got so bad. He was, we were both getting passive aggressive and lashing out at each other, and just like it would get so bad to the point of we're screaming at each other. But he was also taking on all these medications, and um, I forgot the main hormone he was on, but it messed with him, and he was like bipolar, bro. And I'm over here, I'm like, and I'm getting traumatized, like I'm like taking this abuse, and I'm taking three tablets of three caffeine tablets a day, which is 600 milligrams, just to get through the day. Because I was working 12, 15-hour days, 6, 7 days a week. And I was in it, bro. I was driving an hour a day. I was waking up at 2, 3 in the morning because I had my clients at 5, 5:30. It was a lot. It was very taxing, but I didn't care, right? And I gave it everything, right? And maybe you might relate. Like sometimes we feel like we fall short, or we feel like we gave it everything and still lost. And I love that quote too. Like that builds a different kind of drive, a different kind of strength when you do that. And it's very true. It's very true. Um, but the thing is, I wasn't showing up the way I knew I could, right? And it wasn't because I didn't care. I was discouraged. I was drained. I was tired of being where I was tired of not being where I wanted to be, because it was a year and a half, and yeah, we had some success, but it still wasn't like, bro, I wanted to have multiple studios. I wanted to be impacting thousands of people, but it just, like anything, it takes time too. It takes time too. But I realized that I did not just stop taking action. I ended up disconnecting from myself, right? And it was for a period of time, like in these 3 weeks, after the studio came to an end, after, I had a conversation with my business partner. I told him, hey, I'm done, dude. I can't do this anymore. And that was horrible, man. I remember waking up after we talked the night before, and just anxious, just so, oh man, just out of it. I felt so out of it, and also because of all the caffeine tablets I was taking. But that, sorry if I'm a little jumpy. But in those 3 weeks, I gave up. I said, I'm done. I'm just going to get a full time job. This is what it is. I wasn't meant to be an entrepreneur. I failed. I'm a failure. I'm a loser. All these old emotions coming back in because that's what I felt. And that was a story that was playing in the background. Little did I know, there was something more. There was something more. It didn't, see, there's times like that where you have nothing left to give, and it still doesn't work. That's when you know there's something else, bro. It ain't for you. It ain't for you, right? So I ended up doing a Tony Robbins challenge for 3 days, and that gave me momentum. And also, I was going through caffeine withdrawals. So I stopped taking caffeine, so I felt like horrible. So even more, depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. But I ended up doing the Tony Robbins 3-day challenge. It was a free challenge at the time. See, I didn't do it because it magically, I felt like it would magically change everything, but because it interrupted this pattern that I was in. Feeling sorry for myself, of beating myself up mentally, of judging myself because it didn't work out. And look, see, you knew deep down you couldn't do it, this and that, and all these things, man. But when I did that challenge, it got me moving again, and it got me deciding again, right? And it made me realize a couple things that actually turned into a process. I'm going to share this with you right now. But sometimes we need that, guys. Sometimes we just need a little boost from someone that can actually help us, that believes in us, someone that, that's why I believe in full immersion too, because I've attended a lot of Tony Robbins events, and man, damn, does that give you momentum, right? That's why I'm a big believer in challenges. I'm a believer in coaching because the more time you have with someone, right, the right people, you can find yourself, you can find those pieces and reconnect to them just by being in that space, in that environment that you feel like you've lost. And you come back to yourself, you reconnect to yourself because you put yourself in a position to start getting momentum again, right? You started to give yourself hope, give yourself faith again.